Okay, so good evening, everyone. So for today, we're going to have a discussions about the introduction to information assurance and security. So the topic actually focus on overview of information security and assurance, no, understanding its importance, no, and to begin with, no, the contents, of course, is about overview of information security, history and evolution of cybersecurity, and importance of cybersecurity. Okay, so when it comes to the overview of an information security, no, uh, most commonly, especially in our field, no, in IT, that at the core of information security is the CIA triad. No? What do you mean by CIA? CIA stands for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So we focus about on data, no? But modern frameworks also include concepts from risk management theory, defense in depth, no, and control theory that is under the NIST 853 or the ISC 2700 standard. Now, so organizations implement multi-factor authentication or the MFA, as I mentioned last meeting, for confidentiality. So I think that maybe you will be able to heard or read about the checksums and cryptographic hashes. No, this will be the actually this will be used to verify no integrity in data transmission. Let's say, for example, for file downloads or blockchain actually no redundant systems and backups no so we ensure especially those who are assigned as the cybersecurity officials or officers ensure availability no cloud pullovers in-house or Azure. Uh, to give you an examples, no, a financial institution uses encrypted emails, no, and virtual private networks for communication, intrusion detection systems or IDS for monitoring and business continuity plans for disaster recovery. There are a lot of challenges actually, no. Uh, Syempre, user behavior, no, even with strong policies, no, uh, even with strong policies, no, phishing and weak password remain threats, no. That's why we have a rapid evolving threats, new malware variants emerge, no, daily. And another thing is the balancing usability with security. No, stricter policies may hinder productivity. So what is information security? So may I ask somebody to read the definition of information security? Volunteer? Go ahead. How about Ricky J? Kindly
Hello,
read. Okay.
yes, sir. Hello, sir. Good evening po.
Yes, good.
What is information security? Information security is the practice of protecting information from authorized access, disclosure, alteration, and destruction while ensuring its availability to authorized users.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're
Okay,
welcome, sir.
so again, based on the definition, a practice of protecting information from unauthorized access. Let's say, for example, most commonly, no, uh, in the office setting no we see to it that all of our computer has password no and let's say for example if you were assigned for the financial or finance department you will be able to open no or you will be able to open the system exclusively no for accounting or for financial department only. So it means to say that every module has their own uh, passwords no or it's just not only password but even the multi-factor authentication no. So as what we have here no the the definition is clear and follows a standard, no? And it can be, of course, even the disclosure, the alteration, and the destruction while ensuring its availability to authorized users. Take note of it. No, it's just only uh, available to the authorized users. No. Okay. Then another one, of course, is that information security or what we call InfoSec. Ano po? InfoSec refers to the practices and processes, no, that protect digital and physical informations from unauthorized action. Okay? So when we say digital, let's say our files, no, our system, the payroll, let's say the payroll, the content of the payroll, the documents of the staff and the admin and so on. When we say digital and physical, it focuses on the access. Let's say access. No, when confidential information is exposed, no, that is disclosure. Sa access, when someone is tries to view data and they shouldn't. No, for the alteration, no, when someone changes data maliciously or accidentally. No, let's say payroll, you just only report 5 days. Then you just try to maliciously change, no, from 5 to 6 days, no. So that is part of the uh, alteration, no. And another thing is the destruction. No? So when we say destruction, when data is deleted or damaged beyond use, no. So that is what we call the intrusion. At the same time, information security actually that authorized user can still access the data they need, which is known as availability. No, example, in the university or in Pateros, no, grades must be protected from being viewed by unauthorized students. No? Kasi we consider the confidentiality, right? Another is safeguarded from being changed by hackers. No? When we say safeguarded from being changed, no, by hackers, that is what we call the integrity, right? And when we say always accessible to teachers and admin or for student, that is availability. And this shows how all three parts of the CIA triad are critical. Okay? How about a volunteer to read the core objectives of information security? I-volunteer or magtatawag pa ako. Okay, go ahead, Nicolo.
Core objectives of information security. The core objectives of information security include protecting the confidentiality, integrity, and the availability of data, thereby safeguarding sensitive information from potential threats.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Nicolo. Okay, so it is clearly stated, no, core objectives. It's just not only the basic one, no, but it's a core. No, so we need to be more ano dito sa objectives, no, on how we'll be able to secure, no, or what will be the idea or what will be the objectives for having InfoSec, no, because again, as what I have mentioned earlier, the core objectives of InfoSec are based on the CIA triad. No, I already give you an example or a discussions about the CIA. No, the confidentiality again. Ensuring that only authorized people can access data. Let's say, for example, no, encrypting patient records in a hospital. That is confidentiality. No? Integrity. No? Ensuring that data is accurate and has not been altered or hindi siya na-edit. So kaya po kayo as IT practitioner, dapat may validation. Let's say, for example, ano po ba yung validation? Let's say, for example, kapag nakalagay doon ay age, hindi pwedeng i-type doon dapat ay 73 na words, dapat ay numbers. Kapag sinabi natin contact number, hindi pwedeng mag-type dapat doon ng digits o ng letter, ng alphanumeric or yung ganon. Kapag sinabi natin mobile number, dapat lahat numbers. Okay? So ganun yung sinasabi natin na integrity. So may validation at as much as possible. Then another one is the availability. No? Ensuring that data is accessible when needed. No? Let's say, for example, you as a student should be able to access your grades or learning portal during class hours. No? And these objectives guide every information security system policy and control in both private and public organizations. Now, supporting theories and practices, no, the CIA triad. Ano nga ulit yung CIA? Ano na nga ulit yung CIA? Miss Ellen? Ano ulit yung CIA natin?
Confidentiality, integrity, availability po.
Okay, so that is confidentiality, integrity, and availability of data. So the CIA triad theory, ang tawag niyan kasi ay CIA triad theory. It means to say this will be upon a foundational model used globally, no, in cybersecurity and risk management, no. So everything in InfoSec is built to protect confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So kaano na yan? Kumbaga kasama-sama na yan ng cybersecurity. Kasi pag sinabing cybersecurity, dapat confidential, dapat may integrity, at dapat available anytime ang data. Okay? How about the defense in depth? No? Use of multiple, no? Yun ang sinasabi ko kanina na multiple layers of security like firewalls. No? Pwedeng may firewalls na, may password pa, may encryption pa, at syempre dapat we provide training, no, with our staff, especially for those who are, no, always parang using, no, the data that we need to secure, no. So because again sabi ko nga po kanina, dito po natin masusukat kasi kung paano natin ipoprotect yung mga informations available, no? And I think we need also to understand the zero trust model, no? The zero trust model assumes no one, imagine no one inside or outside the network is automatically trusted. Verification is required for all access. No one inside or outside the network. Pag sinabi nating zero trust model, wala talagang pwedeng pagkatiwalaan. Kahit kaibigan, kahit ano, everything, no? And so on. So what will be the challenges in real life of the CIA triad or the InfoSec? Siyempre, nandyan yung social engineering, right? No, phishing emails, no? It can bypass even strong security systems, no? Balancing security and usability. Too much restriction, frustrate users, no? Too little, open risk naman po, di ba? Kapag sobrang daming restriction, ang daming process, ang tagal, naiinis tayo. Di ba? And of course, the evolving threats, no? Hackers use AI and automation requiring continuous updates to security tools, no? So yun po. Okay, so volunteer ulit. Sige, tawag na lang ulit ako. For confidentiality or CIA triad, how about Miss Veronica? Ana Veronica?
Good evening po, Prof.
Yes, good evening.
Confidentiality, integrity, availability, CIA triad. The CIA triad represents the three main goals of information security. Confidentiality ensures data privacy, integrity maintains data accuracy, and availability guarantees that data is accessible when needed.
Okay, so I already discussed this one, but I'll just want to reiterate once again that it means, no, protecting from unauthorized process, no, or access. That is confidentiality. Just like we lock our doors at home, no, in digital system we encrypt data, no, we use password and manage user rules to make sure, no, only the right people can use sensitive data. No, so sabi ko nga kanina, patient records in a hospital must be protected, no, so that only doctors and authorized staff can access them. So when it comes to integrity, this is about maintaining the accuracy and reliability of data. It is student grades were changed by accident or tampered with by a hacker, no, that would violate integrity. Tools like checksums and digital signatures are used to verify that data hasn't been altered. No? For availability, we ensure that informations in systems are accessible when needed. A system might be highly secure, but if it's always down or slow, it's not useful. This is why we invest, no, in backups, fault tolerant systems, and uptime monitoring. By the way, sorry, I was not able to open my cam kasi nga po medyo mabagal ang internet connection right now. But later on, kapag okay na, share natin. Open ko yan. Okay, so what will be the things that we need to understand about CIA triad, no? Who can access the data? Is the data correct? And can we access it when we need to? Okay? So how about risk management principles? Mr. Roderick,
Good evening po.
good evening.
Risk management principles. Risk management principles involve identifying, assessing, and prioritizing risk, followed by coordinated efforts to minimize, monitor, and control the probability or impact of unfortunate events on information systems.
Okay, thank you so much. Risk management is how organizations handle potential threats to their information system. So, let's say, identification, no? So, kasi pag sinabi natin risk management, mayroon yung process. Ano po? So that we need to understand. Number one, pag sinabi natin risk management sa ating company, organizations, what we're going to do is to identify first, no? What will be the risk identification? So, we need to identify the risk management, no? What threats, let's say kung about cybersecurity, unang tanong natin dyan, what threats exist, no? Siyempre, ano bang available dyan? Hacking, natural disasters, and internal misuse. No? So, right after ma-identify natin kung ano yung problem o ano yung mga threats na available sa inyong organizations, the next will be the assessment. What is the likelihood of those threats happening? Okay? Then afterwards, no, what would be the impact if they occurred? So, anong gagawin natin? Kasi hindi pwedeng gagawin lang natin yan pag andyan na. So, what we're going to do, para maiwasan natin yung ganong situation, we need to have a risk management. Then right after assessment, prioritization. Kasi minsan maraming problem or maraming challenges or situations na magiging problem ng ating mga data. So what we're going to do, we need to maybe no by numbering or by prioritization. Not all risks are equal, so some must be addressed urgently or pwede namang others monitored lang. Okay? Then after prioritization, the next will be mitigation and monitoring. We then plan security controls. No, do reduce this risk. Kaya nga sabi ko para sa cybersecurity, firewalls, antivirus, employee training, and regular audits. So think of risk management like seatbelt, no? And airbags in a car. Kaya po ang sasakyan, di po ba meron tayong seatbelts? Kasi ina-anticipate natin kung may mangyari, may seatbelt. Then may airbags para kung nabangga ang harap, alam natin meron tayong protection sa harap na airbags. So same po scenario with the risk management in cybersecurity. Hindi yung hihintayin muna natin pag nagka-problema sa kapa. No, hindi po ganun. Meron na tayo. So accident can happen, so you prepare for them. Not to stop driving, but to reduce the damage when something goes wrong. So, ganun po yan. Okay? Sige, next. Okay, the next will be the history and evolution of the cybersecurity. Okay? So, how about, kindly read that to na lang para isang ano na lang, sinong ano natin.
Me,
That po
Prof.
para hindi tayo ano.
Number
Chris
2.
Jade. Sino ba? Si Chris Jade?
Kokhin to, sir. Kokhin.
Sige, go ahead.
Origin of computer security measures. The inception of computer security measures traces back to the early days of computing, when organizations recognized the need to protect sensitive data from unauthorized access and manipulation. Number 2, significant cybersecurity incidents. Various significant cybersecurity incidents in the late 20th century highlighted vulnerabilities including the Morris worm and data breaches, which prompted the need for more robust security practices and tools.
Okay. So the first one will be the origin of computer security measures. No? In the early days of computing, no, around the 1960s, imagine that, no, 1960s to 1970s, computers were primarily used in military, siyempre sa education, and the large corporate environments. Back then, computers were isolated system, but as data started to be shared across networks, concerns about unauthorized access and manipulation of sensitive information emerged. No? So this period saw the birth of computer security as a discipline, focus on the access control, who can use the system, no? User authentication, how do we know it's really them, no? And data protection, how do we ensure data is not changed or deleted without permission? So the Multics operating system in 1965, di pa tayo pinanganak, was one of the first system designed with built-in security features. Imagine that is way back 1965. Ano po? Mayroon na tayong na-create na operating system, ang tawag po Multics operating system, na meron na po agad siyang naka-built-in na security features. No? So the US Department of Defense developed early standards such as the Orange Book. Ano po yon? Pag sinabi kasi Orange Book, that time that was Trusted Computer System Evaluation Criteria or the TCSEC, no? In 1980s po yan. Okay? So this early security efforts were mostly technical in nature, but they laid the foundation for today's multi-layered security framework. No? So what will be the significance of the cybersecurity incidents? Because the late 20th century, no, marked a turning point, no, as the internal or as internet, no, as the internet expanded and became public, so did the attack surface, no. Cybersecurity incidents began to expose just how vulnerable systems were. So, the Morris worm, no, yung 1988, tao na ako niyan, ano, elementary na ako niyan, no. The Morris worm, no, pero hindi pa ako ganun kaano sa computer kasi sa island wala namang computer, no. Sa mga provinces di pa uso talaga ng 1988. So created by Robert Tappan Morris, this was one of the first computer worms to spread across the internet. And okay, so it infected around I think 6,000 computers, no, which was a huge number at the time kasi nga 1988 pa lang. So the worm exploited known vulnerabilities and slow or crash the system. Yun ang ginagawa ni virus, no? So, syempre, through that, na-raise yung awareness globally about network security and prompted the US government to establish the Computer Emergency Response Team o yung CERT na tinatawag. It led to the first conviction under the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act or CFA. So, meron din tayong another incident nung I think 2007 na to, no. Ano na ako nito, graduate na ako ng college kasi graduate ako sa PTC I think 2002. No, ako graduate sa PTC, no. TJX breach, no. 2000 millions of credit card details were stolen. That was 2007. Buti na lang wala pa akong credit card diyan. Then 2013 kaya nasira si Yahoo. 2013 to 2014 Yahoo breach affected over 3 billion users account. Kaya nasira si Yahoo, nasira. Then Stuxnet 2010 naman po, a cyber weapon targeting Iranian nuclear facilities, no, showing the cybersecurity has national defense implication. So, why this history matters? Bakit ba meron pang history? Why do we need to understand the history? Number one, awareness of vulnerabilities, no? These events show that systems are not naturally secure. They must be deliberately protected. Another is evolving threats. Attacks grow from simple pranks to organized cybercrime and state-sponsored cyber attacks. Imagine ha, cyber attacks. State sponsored, no? Government sponsored, no? Okay? And number three is the policy and legal reforms, no? That's why history matters, no? 'Di ba sabi ko nga no during that time ang US nag-implement, then diyan din po dahil sa ganyan mga cases nagkaroon po ng international laws na tinatawag na GDPR. Okay? Yun po yung uh, batas for international related sa cybersecurity. At syempre sa Pilipinas nagkaroon ng Data Privacy Act of 2012 and Cyber Crime Prevention Act of 2012. So, creation of incident response team is in every major country also. Now, so we need to understand that all the organizations, of course, investing or need to invest in cybersecurity even after or early incidents like the Morris worm, no, and others. Okay? Okay, volunteer ulit. Modern cybersecurity practices. Darrell, Bernardo, will you please read the two? Wala ba si Darrell? Darrell. Ano tinatawag?
Hi, this is Kim. Hello, are you able to hear me? So sorry.
Yes,
Hello.
yes.
Okay. Okay, and may I have your first and last name?
Yes.
May I have again your first name? Steffi? Oh, okay.
Okay.
And your last name, can you spell it for me, please?
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, and your phone number in case.
What happened? Napasok tayo. Just kidding. Okay, so volunteer. I thought nag-volunteer siya mag-ano. How about Dexter De Los Santos?
Hello, Prof. Good evening po.
Okay, good evening.
Modern cybersecurity practices. First, development of security protocols. The evolution of security protocols such as SSL and TLS has become essential in safeguarding data transmission over the internet, ensuring confidentiality, integrity, and authentication. Next is the impact of legislation on cybersecurity policies. Legislation, including GDPR and CCPA, has significantly shaped cybersecurity policies, pushing organizations to adopt stricter data protection measures and ensure compliance with privacy regulations.
Okay. So in modern cybersecurity, no, the protection of data during transmission is absolutely critical, no? Especially let's say during election, 'di ba? Kinakabahan ng lahat kung paano ita-transmit ang data, no? So, this is where security protocols like SSL or the secure socket layer and the transport layer security comes into play. No? Kaya meron tayong SSL at TCL or TLS, sorry, for the transmission of data. No? So, these protocols no, encrypt data sent between browsers and servers, let's say when you shop online. That's why it is important to understand the encrypt data. No, we ensure confidentiality because no one can read it in transit. Guarantee integrity. No, data hasn't been tampered with. No, and enable authentication. You're really taking to or you're really talking to the right website, no? So the real world example actually of this, no, when you visit a banking website, you'll see HTTPS. Okay? So kapag ang website na binisit nyo ay merong HTTPS, ibig sabihin secure yon. Kasi Hypertext Transfer Protocol, secure ang ibig sabihin ng S. At hindi lahat ng website ay may S sa dulo kapag inopen natin. Okay? So, ang ibig ko sabihin nun, this means no, that SSL and TLS is active kapag may HTTPS ang ating inopen na website. So without these protocols, sensitive data like password, credit card numbers, or health records could be intercepted by hackers, known as the man-in-the-middle attack. Okay? So security protocols are the backbone of trust on the internet. No? Without them, every email, no, login credentials, and online purchases would be exposed to risk. Kaya kapag let's say sa pag-on-order nyo mga online, see to it po na naka-HTTPS yan para sigurado kayo. Okay? Now, what will be the impact of legislation on cybersecurity policies? No? Laws and regulations now play a major role in shaping cybersecurity practices. No? The key global regulations include the GDPR, no? Or the General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR, and the California Consumer Privacy Act of United States, yung CCPA. Siyempre, di mawala yung Data Privacy Act of 10173 of the Philippines. These laws no required companies to protect personal data. We need to demand transparency on how data is used and stored, no? We need to mandate reporting of data breaches, no? And we need to impose fines and penalties, and take note, millions in our country, the penalty for data breaches, no? And for non-compliance. So, the organizations, no, the practical effect actually of this, the organizations are now forced to implement stronger cybersecurity controls, such as regular audits, breach detection, secure in cloud system, and formal privacy policy. So, a company, quote, exposing customer emails without consent could face large fines under GDPR or Data Privacy Act. So therefore, cybersecurity is no longer just an IT concern. It's now a legal, an ethical, and reputational issue. So therefore, failing to protect data can destroy public trust and lead to costly legal battles. No? So yun po. Okay, so what will be the importance of cybersecurity? Okay, volunteer ulit. Okay, volunteer na lang. Go ahead. Magtawag pa ako.
Hello po.
Okay, go ahead.
Data breaches and their consequences. Data breaches expose sensitive data to unauthorized individuals, leading to potential identity theft, financial loss, and damage to an organization's reputation. Importance of personal privacy. Personal privacy protects individuals from misuse of their data. It fosters trust in organizations, encouraging customers to share information securely.
Okay, thank you so much. No? A data breach, no, as what we have there based on the first image, no, a data breach occurs when sensitive, protected, and confidential data is accessed or disclosed without authorization, and this can happen due to cyber attacks or hacking or phishing, possibly then insider threats, no, and poor system security, no, unpatched software or weak password, yun naman nagiging cause. So what will be the consequences of data breaches? No? So consequences of data breaches are serious and far-reaching, no? Because again, identity theft, Stolen personal data like name, social security numbers, or credit card informations can be used for fraud. No? Financial loss, no? Organizations pay for investigation, syempre, penalties, lawsuits, no? And damage control. And syempre, kapag kayo ay business, meron kayong reputational damage. No? Once trust is broken, customers are less likely to share data or do business with the company again. Okay, so as far as I remember, no, in 2017, Equifax, no, a US credit reporting agency po, suffered a breach affecting 147 million people. No? The cost over 700 million US dollar, no, in fines and settlements. Imagine na binayaran ng Equifax 700 million US dollar dahil lang po diyan sa nag-suffer yung na-breach yung data, yung information, personal information. So in cybersecurity, prevention is cheaper than recovery. Tandaan, kapag kayo po yung na-appoint, let's say na data privacy officers, take note of this statement, no? Prevention is cheaper than recovery because a single breach can take down a company's financial stability and public trust. No? Now, what will be the importance of personal privacy? And sanay naman tayo. Kaya lang, personal privacy refers to the individual's right to control how their personal information is collected, used, and shared. No? Why is it important? Siyempre, protects individuals from stalking, no? Katulad ng mga artista natin, di ba? Discrimination and exploitation, ano po? It fosters trust, no, between people and organizations. If users feel safe, no, diba? Sa bangko, di ba? They are more likely to engage and provide accurate information, di po ba? If a health application shares your medical data without permission, it could result, no, this will be an example, no, it could result in discrimination by insurers or employers, no. This is why explicit consent and secure storage are critical. So privacy isn't just a right. Tandaan po natin yan. Privacy isn't just a right. It's a strategic advantage because organizations that protect user privacy gain loyalty and long-term success. Okay? So, that's it. So, okay, business and organization security. Okay, volunteer. Okay, sige, magtawag na lang. Ayun, sige po. Okay, sir, Cruz, Tomas, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So, number one, cybersecurity in the corporate environment. In the corporate environment, cybersecurity safeguards critical systems and data, ensuring smooth operations while preventing external attacks and internal threats. Financial implications of cyber threats. Cyber threats can lead to significant financial losses, including recovery costs, legal fees, and decreased customer confidence, impacting the overall profitability of a business.
Okay. Thank you so much. No? In the modern corporate world, no, data is one of the most valuable assets right now. As important as capital, property, and intellectual property. That's why cybersecurity is the corporate environment. Is no longer optional. It's a strategic necessity. No? Corporate cybersecurity ensures protection of critical systems like enterprise resource planning, kung may ERP system kayo, yung mga databases, no, yung mga financial system or the human resource platforms and others. No, defense against external attacks, no, like ransomware, phishing, DDoS attacks, and so on. And the mitigation of internal threats such as disgruntled employee or careless staff misusing access privileges. In 2021, napaka-latest po nito, no? the Colonial Pipeline ransomware attacks in the US disrupted fuel delivery across the East Coast, no, costing millions in damages, no, proving that even infrastructure is vulnerable if cybersecurity is ignored, no? So therefore, cybersecurity is not just an IT function, it must be embedded in corporate governance, risk management, and operational strategy. Now, cyber attacks, no, or cyber threats don't just cause technical disruption. They have serious financial consequences such as recovery cost, no? Hiring cybersecurity expert, no? Restoring systems and paying ransoms if applicable. Very costly po yan. Ano? Legal fines for violating data protection laws like Data Privacy Act and GDPR. Loss of customer trust. No? Your customers move away from companies that mishandle data. And business downtown, alam po natin yan because every hour of downtown can mean thousands of to million in lost revenue, especially kung online yung transaction. And stock value drops, no? So publicly traded companies often see their stock prices plunge after a breach, no? So katulad ni Yahoo nga po, sabi ko, no, Yahoo massive data breach in 2013 to 2014 lead to 350 million dollar reduction in each acquisition price by Verizon. No? This shows how security lapses can devalue a brand overnight. No? So in business, cybersecurity is an investment, not a cost. Every peso spent on prevention can save million in damage control. Okay? And I think that's it for topic number 1 for the introduction.